Hello to all creative DIY lovers of amazing smart. Do you notice that the headlights, which were once crystal clear, have now become cloudy and yellowed, almost like lifeless fish eyes? This doesn't just make your car look old and unattractive more dangerously, but if you love DIY and if you're an amazing smart viewer, we're not going to take the usual route. Today, I challenge you to join me in a 2-in-1 project. First, let me show you what I have here. An old, used motorcycle inner tube. Use scissors to carefully cut out the valve. Next, you'll need a stainless steel mug. You can reuse an old one or buy a cheap one from the market. Stainless steel conducts heat well and resists chemicals, making it perfect for this project. Remove the knob or handle from the lid to create a flat working surface. You'll notice there's already a small hole, but it's usually too small for the motorcycle valve. Now grab a drill and choose a metal drill bit slightly larger than the valve stem. Drill carefully to keep the hole round and avoid scratching the lid. Once done, insert the valve from the inside of the lid outward. Making sure the rubber gasket sits underneath. Tighten the valve nut firmly using pliers or a wrench. The pressure will compress the rubber tightly against the stainless steel, creating an airtight seal, essentially a mini pressure lid. For the final step, prepare a flexible plastic tube about 20 to 30 centimeters long. Attach one end tightly to the valve. If it feels loose, secure it with a zip tie or hose clamp. We absolutely don't want chemical vapor leaking here. And that's it. You've just built a chemical vapor steamer from scrap materials. Set it aside. Now let's move on to the real patient of today's project. Pick up the yellowed headlight and examine the surface closely. The polycarbonate plastic has been damaged by UV rays and time, forming a rough, oxidized yellow layer. You might think wiping it with a wet cloth will clean it. Try it. The yellow stains remain. That's because this isn't surface dirt. It's aged plastic. To restore clarity, we must completely remove this dead skin layer. This step requires patience. Prepare waterproof sandpaper and start with 600 grit. Thoroughly wet the headlight surface. Never sand dry. Dry sanding can burn the plastic and cause deep scratches. While keeping the surface wet, sand evenly across the entire lens. You'll notice the water turning milky white or yellow. That's the oxidized plastic being removed. Keep sanding until the entire surface feels uniformly smooth. At this stage, the headlight will look even cloudier than before. Don't worry, that's a good sign. After rinsing, switch to 1200 grit sandpaper. Continue wet sanding to remove scratches left by the 600 grit. Feel the surface with your hand. It should be smooth like baby skin. The better you do this step, the clearer the final result will be. Rinse thoroughly to remove all plastic residue. Now comes a great DIY tip. Instead of expensive polishing compound, you can use toothpaste. Toothpaste contains fine abrasive particles that work well on plastic. Attach a soft brush or polishing pad to a handheld drill. Apply a moderate amount of toothpaste directly onto the lens and polish at medium speed. Keep the drill moving constantly to avoid overheating the plastic. Polish until the toothpaste dries and the surface starts to look clearer. Wipe off all remaining toothpaste with a clean cloth. The headlight should now be fairly clean, but still slightly hazy. Before the main step, drying is critical. Use a heat gun or hairdryer to completely dry the surface. Not a single drop of water should remain, or the vapor process will cause blotches. Warming the surface slightly also helps with vapor absorption. Now it's time to use the machine we built earlier. Pour a small amount of 90-degree alcohol and Surdel 90 into the stainless steel mug. Just enough to cover the bottom by 1 to 2 centimeters. Seal the lid tightly. For extra safety, wrap electrical tape or heat-resistant tape around the lid. Seam to ensure no vapor escapes except through the tube. Use a heat gun to apply heat directly to the bottom of the mug. Stainless steel transfers heat quickly. Within 30 seconds to a minute, the solution will begin to boil and vapor will flow out through the tube. The vapor has a chemical smell, so wear a charcoal mask and work in a well-ventilated area. This is the moment you've been waiting for. Hold the tube and direct the vapor onto the headlight surface. Watch closely. As soon as the vapor touches the plastic, the cloudy layer disappears, turning crystal clear like glass. The solvent vapor slightly melts the surface, filling microscopic scratches and restoring gloss. Move the tube slowly and evenly, covering the entire surface. The transformation from dull and yellow to clear and shiny is incredibly satisfying. If any area remains hazy, go over it lightly again, but never hold the vapor in one spot too long, or the plastic may melt excessively. Once finished, turn off the heat and allow everything to cool. Don't touch the headlight yet. The surface is soft. Let it dry naturally for 10 to 15 minutes. When it hardens, admire your work. What was once an old, yellowed headlight now looks brand new, clear enough to see the internal structure. No one would believe it's the same old headlight. Don't forget to like and share it, and most importantly, subscribe to Amazing Smart.